Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today, in our Parashat Shavua and relationship series with Mazal Klein, we are going to tackle a question, a big one. It's a question that causes so much anxiety, especially when you're young and just trying to figure things out. You know the one. Am I actually ready for a relationship? So let's get into it.
All right, first up, the readiness question. This is that huge looming hurdle that pops up right when life starts getting really interesting and, a little complicated. So here's the question we all face. Maybe you're in college, maybe you're just starting your career, or hey, maybe you're just trying to figure out what you want to do next. You want to be in a relationship, but this question just hangs over your head, right? Is now the right time? Am I really ready? It feels like you've got to have your entire life perfectly mapped out before you can even think about dating.
But hold on a second. Let's really look at that. Because underneath that practical question about timing, there's usually a much deeper fear, isn't there? It's that little voice in the back of your head that whispers, am I actually mature enough for this? Can I handle this responsibility? Or even just, am I enough?
And that feeling, that doubt, is exactly why we need to flip the script on this whole thing. So, let's talk about completely redefining what it actually means to be ready.
Okay, so here's where we tend to get it all wrong. We think being ready looks like everything on the left, right? Your life is completely sorted out, you're perfectly stable financially, you have all the answers. I mean, come on. If you wait for that perfect moment, you're going to be waiting forever. The truth, the reality, is what's over on the right. Being ready isn't a destination. It's about being in a process. It's about being committed to your own growth, taking responsibility for yourself, and really knowing what your core values are.
So this is absolutely crucial. The real question isn't, is my life ready? It's, am I starting to be ready? You've got to stop looking at all the external stuff and start looking inward. It's not about having a perfect life. It's about you being actively engaged in the process of becoming who you're meant to be. That's the real starting line.
Okay, but as we start to get this new mindset, there is a super subtle but really critical trap we need to talk about. Seriously, it's one that so many of us fall into without even noticing.
It's what we can call the savior relationship. And what is that? It's that unspoken hope, that little fantasy, that the right person is just going to walk into your life and, like a superhero, rescue you from all your internal struggles.
And what are we hoping to be saved from? Well, things like painful loneliness, the constant grind of comparing yourself to everyone else, that awful not good enough feeling, or just being totally confused about where you're going in life. Basically, the relationship becomes an escape from the hard work of truly facing yourself. And here's the bottom line, the real problem with that thinking. A healthy relationship is a partnership, not a crutch. It just can't carry the full weight of your unresolved personal issues. It wasn't designed for that. And honestly, it's not fair to expect it to. That's a burden that will crush any partnership, no matter how strong it starts out.
So, if a relationship isn't supposed to be a rescue mission, then what is the foundation for a healthy one? Well, that brings us to our next point. What true independence actually looks like.
And let's get one thing straight right away. True independence is not about being alone. It's not about proving you don't need anyone. That's a huge misconception. In the context of building a healthy relationship, it means something else entirely.
It really comes down to these three pillars. Number one, you know who you are. The good, the bad, your values, your strengths, your weaknesses. Number two, you know what you have to give. You see yourself as someone with real value to bring to the table. And number three, and this is the big one, you enter a relationship from a place of choice, not from a place of dependence. You're there because you want to be, not because you need someone to fix you or complete you.
So this brings us full circle, right back to that very first question we asked. But now, hopefully, we have a much more powerful way to think about the answer.
So when is it time to start? The time to start isn't when you feel ready for marriage. It's when you feel ready to start learning how to build a relationship. That's the shift. It's when you're ready to be curious, to be open, even to make mistakes, and just to be part of that messy, wonderful, challenging process of building a real connection. Look, this is all a journey of growth. And just like with any learning process, sometimes having a guide can make a world of difference. So for anyone who wants to go deeper with this stuff and really work on building these skills for closer communication, you are absolutely invited to reach out. Mazal Klein is a wonderful coach for marriage and happy relationships, and she accompanies couples on this exact path. You can reach her directly at 052-328-6037. Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer, and we'll see you for the next one.